This is Central Health Grenada and our COVID-19 and those at risk online broadcast. My name is Rosalind Douglas. I'm the founder of Central Health Grenada, and I'm very happy to have the Executive Secretary for the Grenada Food Nutrition Council here with us to talk to us about the importance of choosing foods that can boost our immune system and just general tips. So Miss Lydia Browne, thank you again for coming, and tell us, what can we do at this time?
Okay, and thank you first of all for inviting me to be here. It's very important for us to be mindful as to what we eat during this very trying time. Not just for persons who are health conscious, but for all of us. Now, I saw a report recently coming out of China and through WHO, and what they show is that persons with chronic diseases, like persons with high blood pressure, diabetes, with cancers, these are the persons that tend to be succumbing to this virus. And when I say the outcomes for them are not as good as for persons who started out this process without any comorbidities or any underlying complications. Persons who have respiratory problems, whether it's asthma, whether it's chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, whatever types of obstruction it may be, persons who already have compromised immune systems. These are the persons that are actually not having a very good outcome should they come in contact with this, this terrible virus. Particularly though, for those persons and for persons who are accustomed to the basic or typical Grenadian, or should I even say Caribbean type meal of starch and meat, and maybe missing a lot of the vital nutrients that are important to the immune system. These persons, if you're already there, mega dosing may not help you. But if you know that you have not been eating in accordance to what we've been advising all these years, then you know that it's important for you to at least start putting some of these vital nutrients into your body, at least to give yourself a better chance should you get infected or get an infection with that coronavirus.
Okay.
So we have in particular of vitamins. Well, let me go in order. Vitamin A, B vitamins, particularly B6 and folic acid, vitamin C, vitamin E. These are essential to us for the immune system. We also have, and then I'll talk a little bit about where you get those vitamins, through natural sources. And then we have minerals like iron, and we know particularly in Grenada, we have a very high rate of anemia among the very little ones, the 1-year-olds, but we also seen it in children of in primary school and secondary schools. We also seen it among our antenatal women, and to a lesser extent, the postnatal women. The iron is important, zinc, selenium, and copper. And these are not nutrients that we usually hear much about, and particularly because they're fine nutrients. When we say they're nutrients that are needed in very small amounts, but although they're needed in very small amounts, they're very important to body function. And this is why we particularly encourage people to eat a variety of foods. Because even if you're eating, we say eat a lot of vegetables and fruits, which is where you get a lot of your B vitamins, your vitamin E, you're getting your vitamin C, right? So vitamin C, we're looking at things, let me see what we have available now. We have oranges, the citruses. So we have the orange, we have the grapefruit, we have, I think I saw mandarins around. I'm not sure if I saw tangerines, but I saw mandarins around. We have the lemons and limes. We also have pawpaw, that is around. We have guavas I saw in the grocery not too long ago, cantaloupes, even sugar cane, right? And we had sugar cane around. We can use that to get some vitamin C, but we also get vitamin C from vegetables. And we have the spinach and sweet peppers, what we call sweet peppers, but known as bell peppers. We have things like broccoli and cabbage and tomato. And then we have our provision foods like sweet potato that can also be a source of vitamin C. Now, for people who are affected with diseases like diabetes, you wouldn't necessarily want to get most of your vitamin C by overloading with a lot of fruits.
And that is the thing that people do need to consider. So what
Yes.
alternatives or balance can they have?
Right, so you get a lot of it from your vegetables. Not that you're not going to include some fruit in your diet, but you don't want to sit and eat a bag of oranges, for instance. You may want to suck an orange, and you may suck an orange maybe twice for the day, but you want to make sure that you're getting your vegetables. And the vegetables are even more important because at this time you want to make sure that your blood sugar is under control. So you don't want to be eating too much of the foods that are going to have a high level of carbohydrate or starch, which is going to be converted to glucose in the body. You want to be able to get your vegetables, which will keep you full, give you a lot of the fine nutrients that you need to boost your immune system, and in the meanwhile, not negatively affect your blood sugar levels. So if you weren't doing it before, but you've been hearing it over the years, now is the time to get serious about this, right? Now, and I know that folks would talk about not being able to buy because of the cost and so, but some of the things that we know we've been buying outside, some of those places may not be available right now for us to go and indulge. So some of that funds can go towards purchasing the things that are important.
Healthier fruits and vegetables. And we live on an island, we have rich soil. This is the
exactly
to load up on health.
Exactly. And I know that one of the part of the government stimulus package is to boost agriculture. And I think there's some plans to assist people with doing some backyard gardening. So when they reach out, if you have the space, then, and even if you don't have the space, maybe they can help you to utilize whatever little space you do have to try to grow something. You wouldn't get it for next week, but if things get worse, by the time it gets worse, you may have something. Things like lettuce and some of those short crops don't take as long to come in as others. Right?
With you, I think that this is a great opportunity for all of us to do that. If you don't have it already, set up a kitchen garden, and then definitely let's see how we can eat more of our local stuff.
And going outside and working in the garden or doing some yard work is going to be so important, even beyond just growing something. But when you're taking care of a garden, you're being physically active. And that is also important at this time. So you're getting the physical activity, and then you're getting an addition again, you're getting the sunshine. Say that, and from experience, that we think that we live in the sun, so our vitamin D is covered. But how many of us spend 30 minutes in the sun every day? We spend most of our time indoors, in the air condition, and by the time we leave work in the afternoon, the sun is about to go down. Or we get into our vehicles. And so we're really not getting that sunshine. And sunshine is a very big part of health. And because most of our people here are darker complected, we're not making the vitamin D as readily as the persons who have a higher complexion, a lighter complexion. So it's important for us to make sure that we get ourselves out there, that we can get some of that sunshine and naturally allow our bodies to make the vitamin D. But there are also some food sources that would have some level of vitamin D. And we have things like egg yolks and fatty fish. The other day they had fresh tuna. So we want to make sure that we're getting out in the sunshine, that we're having our foods rich in vitamin D. If people use milk is fortified with vitamin D. So you will get some vitamin D from that. But for other folks, your egg yolks, your fatty fish, tuna, mackerel, and I'm talking about fresh mackerel preferably. Salmon, it's kind of costly here, so it would probably have to be in a tin, but you have to be mindful of the sodium content, right? And for persons with high blood pressure, and so they want to be mindful of that. So fresh is always going to be better. Whatever you can do fresh is always going to be better, right? And then we have our nuts and other vegetables like your kale and broccoli and cabbage, again, that you're getting vitamin C. So when you look at it, a lot of these vegetables, you're getting not one vitamin, but you're getting several vitamins. We also have our B vitamins that we get from a lot of our grain products and our dry beans and peas, and some of our leafy greens. But we also want to look at the way we prepare some of these foods that have the vitamin B and the vitamin C, because they're both water-soluble vitamins. So water-soluble meaning that they're able to get into the water in which they're prepared, from the food into the water. So when we prepare these foods and we prepare them with excess water that we're going to throw off, we are actually getting rid of a lot of our vitamins. So we have to be mindful of that. So if you're going to steam, you're steaming. You just really want the steam. So even putting the water to the bottom and putting like a colander to the top of the pot, covering and allowing your vegetables to steam could be a good thing. For persons who are who have blood sugar problems, the red onions or the purple onions have been shown to have some benefit in terms of blood sugar control. So that is something you can probably use. A little bit costly. So the person is able to, yes, it is a little bit costly, and it's not something that we grow here, but it's probably something we can look into growing here. So combining the plant-based sources of iron with a vitamin C rich food is important. Now, for people who have diabetes, you don't want to go to the juice as your source of vitamin C, because that's liquid fruit, and liquid fruit is going to hit your blood sugar much faster than a fresh piece of fruit. But you can have a bit of fruit after you would have eaten your meal, right? So you have that in your system and you're able to maximize. The thing is about, we eat and we may eat well, but if we're not combining our foods properly, we may not get the best benefit out of the healthy foods that we've spent money to buy and spend time to prepare. So it's very important that we try to get on board with what to mix and how to mix it so that we get the most nutrients out of it. Right?
Well, I certainly appreciate you, Ms. Browne, taking the time out of your schedule. I know that you do a lot of work in the community in the area of nutrition. You go to the different clinics, you and your team, you give presentations in schools and workplaces and stuff. And I know that based on what's going on with social distancing, things may change in your office. But I'm happy that you agreed to participate in this broadcast so that we can share information to people at home during this time. And I'm happy with you. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to eat things that are local, as our Ministry of Agriculture wants us to do. But all of the examples you gave, they are available here in Grenada.
Yes, definitely. We have to keep it local.
All right. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you for the invite.
As you panic buy amidst COVID-19, keep proper food storage tips in mind. Check expiration dates when shopping and place new items at the back of the cupboard and older ones in front, so you'll use the older items first. Keep dry food in a dry, cool, dark area and always keep your food covered. Pick up frozen items last when shopping and store first when you get home. Empty opened packages of sugar, dried fruits and nuts into screw-top jars or airtight cans to protect them from pests and losing freshness. Clean the top of stored cans and jars before opening. When shopping, avoid dented cans. Store your food items away from your cleaning items. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council as we battle COVID-19.
Okay, soldiers. COVID, please leave us alone.
COVID, please leave us alone.
All of us are staying home.
All of us are staying home.
I know you want to see us dead.
I know you want to see us dead.
You're staying home so you won't spread.
You're staying home so you won't spread.